Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, but there comes a time when we realize that something isn't right. Maybe we feel stuck, unfulfilled, or lost. This story is about David Carter, a man who had everything on the outside but felt completely empty inside. His journey to reset his life teaches us powerful lessons about transformation, resilience, and the power of choice. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in life is denial. They refuse to acknowledge that something isn't working. Whether it's an unfulfilling job, a toxic relationship, poor health, or a lack of passion, they continue to ignore the truth because facing it is uncomfortable. But transformation begins with radical honesty. You cannot fix a problem you refuse to see. The first step toward change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. Nathaniel Brandon David's story, his moment of realization. David had been feeling exhausted, unmotivated, and unhappy for years. He convinced himself that it was just a phase and that eventually things would improve. But deep down, he knew the truth. He was merely existing, not living. One night, after another grueling day at work, he sat in his car and stared at his reflection in the rearview mirror. He didn't recognize the person staring back. His eyes were tired. His face looked older and his body was drained. That moment was his wake-up call. He whispered to himself, "I can't live like this anymore." This was the first honest conversation he had with himself in years, and it changed everything. Why most people struggle to acknowledge their reality. There are three main reasons why people avoid facing the truth. Fear of change. Many people are afraid of what happens after they admit the truth. If I admit I hate my job, does that mean I have to quit? If I acknowledge my unhealthy habits, does that mean I have to change? If I realize I'm unhappy, does that mean I failed? Reality check. Ignoring the problem doesn't make it disappear, it makes it worse. The longer you avoid reality, the deeper you sink into unhappiness. Fear of judgment. People stay in situations they hate because they worry about what others will think. What will people say if I leave my job? What if my family doesn't support my decision? What if I fail and look stupid? Reality check. This is your life. No one else has to live with your choices except you. Prioritize your happiness over external validation. Comfort in familiar pain. Many people choose to stay in painful situations because they become comfortable with their suffering. At least I have a job, even if I hate it. At least I'm in a relationship, even if it's toxic. At least I have some stability, even if I'm unhappy. Reality check. Familiar pain is still pain. You deserve more than the just getting by. You deserve a life that excites you. How to acknowledge your reality, step-by-step guide. Conduct a life audit. Set aside 30 minutes in a quiet place and ask yourself, am I truly happy with my life right now? What areas of my life feel out of alignment? Career, health, relationships, mental well-being. What am I tolerating that I shouldn't be? If nothing changes in the next 5 years, will I be okay with that? Tip, write everything down. Seeing it on paper makes it real. Identify the pain points. Once you acknowledge what's wrong, dig deeper. What specifically is making me unhappy? What emotions do I feel daily? Stress, sadness, frustration. What's holding me back from changing? Clarity is power. When you pinpoint the source of dissatisfaction, you gain the ability to fix it. Accept responsibility. The most empowering realization is this: you are responsible for your life. It's easy to blame external factors. My boss is toxic. The economy is bad. I don't have time. But the truth is, you always have control over your decisions. The moment you take full responsibility, you take back your power. Real life examples of acknowledging reality. J.K. Rowling. Before becoming a billionaire author, she was a struggling single mother on welfare. She acknowledged that she wasn't happy with her life and made a change by pursuing her passion for writing. Elon Musk, he admitted that he wasn't fulfilled by just making money. So he doubled down on his mission to revolutionize space travel and clean energy. Oprah Winfrey, she grew up in poverty but acknowledged that she wanted more. She worked relentlessly to change her reality and became one of the most influential people in the world. The common theme? They were honest with themselves first. Final thoughts. The truth will set you free. Acknowledging your reality is not easy. It's uncomfortable, raw, and sometimes painful, but it's the first and most critical step toward transformation. Your challenge today: set aside 30 minutes to evaluate your life honestly. Identify what's holding you back. Make a commitment to change, no matter how small. Remember, You cannot fix what you refuse to face. The sooner you acknowledge your reality, the sooner you can create the life you truly deserve. Would you like me to expand on any specific part further? Let go of the past. Stop carrying old baggage. Why? Letting go is essential for growth. One of the biggest obstacles to resetting your life is holding on to the past. Many people cling to past mistakes, failures, regrets, and painful experiences, allowing them to shape their identity. But you cannot move forward while carrying the weight of the past. Holding on is believing that there's only a past. Letting go is knowing that there's a future. Daphne Rose Kingma. To create a new, better version of yourself, you must let go of what no longer serves you. David's story. The baggage he carried. When David decided to reset his life, he realized that his biggest obstacle wasn't his job, his relationships, or his health. It was the weight of his past. He carried the pain of past failures. Years ago, he had tried to start a business, but it failed. That experience left him fearful of taking risks. He carried guilt for wasted years. He regretted spending over a decade in a career that drained him. He carried emotional wounds from past relationships. A failed relationship had left him feeling unworthy of love. All of this held him back from embracing the future. Every time he thought about making a change, his mind reminded him of all the ways he had failed before. He was living in the past instead of creating his future. Why we hold on to the past? Many people struggle to let go of their past because of fear of the unknown. People hold on to old identities and habits because they're familiar. Even if the past was painful, it's what they know. Reality check. The unknown may be scary, but staying stuck in the past guarantees no growth. 2. Self-identification with past mistakes. Some people define themselves by their past failures. I failed once, so I'll always fail. I've never been successful, so I can't succeed now. Reality check. Your past does not define you. Your actions today do. Unresolved emotions, guilt, regret, and resentment keep people emotionally stuck in past experiences. Reality check. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. How to let go of the past. Step 1. Identify what you're holding on to. Take out a piece of paper and write down the experiences from your past that still haunt you, the mistakes you haven't forgiven yourself for, the regrets that keep replaying in your mind. Awareness is the first step to letting go. Step 2, shift your perspective on the past. Instead of seeing your past as a burden, see it as a lesson. Instead of, I failed in my past business, say, that failure taught me what doesn't work. I'm now wiser and better prepared. Instead of, I wasted years in a toxic relationship, say, that relationship taught me what I truly deserve in love. Reframing your past turns it into a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Step 3, forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness isn't about excusing past mistakes. It's about freeing yourself. Forgive yourself for past decisions. You made the best choices you could with the knowledge you had at the time. Forgive others who hurt you, not for them, but for your own peace. Tip, write a letter to yourself or someone from your past. Express all your feelings, then either keep it as a reminder of growth or destroy it as a symbol of release. Step 4, release emotional attachments. If certain objects, places, or habits trigger painful memories, consider removing them from your environment. Delete old messages that bring pain. Avoid environments that bring back negativity. Create new memories that align with the person you want to become. Decluttering your surroundings helps declutter your mind. Step 5, focus on the present and future. Set new goals that excite you. Start new habits that align with your best self. Surround yourself with positive influences. Reminder, the past is over. The future is unwritten. What you do today creates the next chapter of your life. Real life examples of letting go and moving forward. Oprah Winfrey. She was born into poverty, faced abuse, and was told she would never succeed. Instead of letting her past define her, she built an empire and inspired millions. Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team, but instead of dwelling on it, he used it as fuel to become the greatest player of all time. Steve Jobs, fired from Apple, the company he founded. Instead of being bitter, he reinvented himself and returned stronger than ever. Success happens when you release the past and embrace the future. Final thoughts. Your past does not define you. The past is a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Your challenge today, write down one thing from your past that you need to let go of. Make a commitment to release it. Remember, the weight of the past holds you back. Letting go sets you free. Reconnect with your passion, what excites you, why passion matters. Life often feels dull or unfulfilling when we lose touch with what truly excites us. Many people wake up every morning feeling stuck in a routine, going through the motions without enthusiasm. But passion is what makes life worth living. It's the fuel that drives creativity, motivation, and a sense of purpose. Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. Oprah Winfrey, if you feel like you've lost your spark, it's time to reconnect with your passion and reignite your excitement for life. David's story, a life without passion. David used to be full of dreams. He wanted to write, travel, and explore new things. But over time, he got caught up in the daily grind of work, responsibilities, and stress. Every day felt the same. Wake up, go to work, come home, repeat. He had no time for himself. His job drained him, and by the end of the day, he had no energy left for what he once loved. He felt like he was just existing, not living. One day, while cleaning out his stories, he found an old notebook filled with stories he had written years ago. Reading through them, he felt something stir inside him, a long-lost part of himself that had been buried under years of routine and neglect. It was at that moment he realized he needed to reconnect with his passion. Why people lose their passion? Many people lose their passion over time, and here's why. Responsibilities take over, work, bills, and family obligations take priority, leaving no time for personal interests. Reality check. Life will always be busy. You must make time for what matters to you. Fear of failure. People stop pursuing their passion because they're afraid they won't succeed. Reality check. Passion is about joy, not perfection. Do it because you love it, not because you have to be the best at it. 3, external expectations. Society, family, or friends may pressure you to follow a practical path instead of what excites you. Reality check. This is your life. Following someone else's dream will never make you happy. How to reconnect with your passion, step-by-step guide. Step 1, look back at what you once loved. Think about the things that used to bring you joy before life got busy. What hobbies did you enjoy as a child? What activities made you lose track of time? What topics do you love to talk about for hours? Tip, write down a list of past interests and see which ones still excite you. Step 2, try new things to rediscover excitement. Sometimes we lose passion because we haven't explored new experiences. Take a class on something that interests you. Travel to a place you've never been. Read books or listen to podcasts about topics you're curious about. New experiences can awaken passions you never knew you had. Step 3, make time for your passion. If something is important to you, schedule it into your life. Set aside 30 minutes a day or a few hours a week to do what excites you. Treat it as an appointment, non-negotiable, and just as important as work or chores. Start small, but be consistent. Tip, even 10 minutes a day doing something you love can make a huge difference in your happiness. Step 4, let go of the idea that it has to be productive. Not everything has to lead to success, money, or recognition. Do it because it makes you happy. Paint, even if you're not an artist. Sing, even if no one hears you. Write, even if no one reads it. Passion is about joy, not results. Step 5, surround yourself with passionate people. Spend time with people who inspire and uplift you. Join communities or groups related to your interests. Talk to people who are living their passion. It will remind you that it's possible. Reminder, passion is contagious. The more you surround yourself with enthusiasm, the more it will spark inside you. Real life examples of reconnecting with passion. Walt Disney started drawing cartoons as a child, but lost everything in his early business failures. Instead of giving up, he returned to his passion for storytelling and created a global empire. Vera Wang started as a figure skater, then became a journalist, and finally found her true passion for fashion design in her 40s. Now she's one of the most famous designers in the world. Colonel Sanders had many failed careers before rediscovering his passion for cooking at age 65. He started KFC, proving it's never too late to follow your passion. Final thoughts. Passion brings life back to life. Without passion, life feels dull. Reconnecting with what excites you makes every day more meaningful. Your challenge today, write down 3 things you love or used to love doing. Pick one and spend 10 to 15 minutes doing it today. Remember, a passionate life is a fulfilling life. Start today. Develop a growth mindset. Failure is feedback, not an endpoint. What is a growth mindset? A growth mindset is the belief that you can improve, learn, and develop through effort, perseverance, and feedback. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than roadblocks. They understand that failure is not the end, it's just feedback. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Having a growth mindset is essential if you want to reset your life and achieve success. David's story. From fixed mindset to growth mindset, David had always been afraid of failure. Every time he faced a setback, he took it personally, believing it meant he wasn't good enough. In school, he avoided tough subjects because he thought he wasn't smart enough. At work, he stayed in his comfort zone to avoid making mistakes. In life, he gave up easily whenever things got difficult. One day, after failing at a major project, he was ready to quit. But then he read about some of the world's most successful people, how they had failed over and over again before they succeeded. He realized that failure isn't a sign to stop, it's a sign to keep going. From that moment, he decided to develop a growth mindset. The difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset: many people stay stuck in life because they have a fixed mindset. They believe their abilities are set in stone. Fixed mindset, growth mindset: I'm just not good at this. I can improve with practice. I failed, so I'm a failure. Failure is just feedback to learn from. I'm either good at something or I'm not. I can get better if I put in the effort. I don't like challenges. Challenges make me stronger. I give up when things get tough. I keep going because I know I can improve. Reality check: your mindset determines your success more than your talent. Why failure is feedback, not an endpoint. People who fear failure never reach their full potential. They play it safe and avoid risks. But every successful person understands that failure is just a lesson, not a life sentence. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but used that failure as motivation. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a global success. The only true failure is giving up. How to develop a growth mindset. Step-by-step guide. Step 1, reframe failure as a learning experience. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I do better next time? What skills do I need to improve? Failure is not a dead end. It's a signpost pointing you in the right direction. Step 2, embrace challenges instead of avoiding them. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Take on tasks that scare you. Try something new, even if you might fail. Push yourself outside your comfort zone. Tip: the more you challenge yourself, the more confident and capable you become. Step 3, replace negative self-talk with growth statements. Your words shape your reality. Instead of saying, I can't do this yet, but I will learn, I always fail. Failure is part of growth. I'm just not good at this. With practice, I'll get better. Your brain believes what you tell it, so speak growth into your life. Step 4, seek constructive feedback. Most people fear feedback because they take it as criticism, but feedback is a shortcut to improvement. Ask for advice from mentors or people ahead of you. Don't take feedback personally. Use it to grow. Apply the lessons and try again. Tip, the fastest way to improve is to learn from those who have already succeeded. Step 5, celebrate progress, not just perfection. Many people give up because they focus only on the end goal instead of their progress. Track small improvements. Celebrate every step forward. Remind yourself how far you've come. Growth is a journey, not an overnight transformation. Real-life examples of growth mindset in action. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job because she was unfit for television. Instead of quitting, she learned from the experience and became a media mogul. Elon Musk had multiple failed businesses and nearly went bankrupt, but he used each failure to improve and eventually built Tesla, SpaceX, and other billion-dollar companies. Stephen King, his first book, Carrie, was rejected 30 times. Instead of quitting, he kept writing. Today, he is one of the best-selling authors in history. Success comes to those who refuse to quit. Final thoughts. Growth is a choice. You don't have to be born smart, talented, or successful. You just need the right mindset. Your challenge today: think of a past failure. Write down what you learned from it. Decide how you can apply that lesson moving forward. Remember, every setback is a setup for a comeback. Keep growing, keep learning, and never stop moving forward. Would you like me to expand on a specific part further? Declutter your life, remove what no longer serves you. Why decluttering is essential for a reset. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with unnecessary items, old clothes, broken objects, and things you no longer need. Over time, this weight slows you down. drains your energy and makes it harder to move forward. Life works the same way. Physical, mental, and emotional clutter holds you back from achieving clarity, peace, and success. The first step in crafting the life you want is to get rid of everything you don't. Joshua Becker. To truly reset your life, you must remove what no longer serves you, whether it's physical clutter, toxic relationships, bad habits, or outdated beliefs. David Story, The Power of Decluttering. David had been feeling stuck for years. His home was cluttered with old clothes, unread books, and broken furniture. His mind was cluttered with stress, negative thoughts, and toxic relationships. His environment felt chaotic. His thoughts felt heavy. He had no space for new opportunities. One day, he read about how decluttering creates mental clarity and a sense of freedom. He decided to take action and started removing everything that no longer served him. The result? He felt lighter, more focused, and more in control of his life. Reality check. Decluttering isn't just about cleaning. It's about creating space for what truly matters. Types of clutter that hold you back. 1. Physical clutter. Your environment. Cluttered spaces create stress and overwhelm. Holding on to unnecessary items keeps you stuck in the past. A messy environment leads to a messy mind. Tip. Declutter your home, workspace, and digital life to create a sense of calm and control. Mental clutter. Your thoughts. Overthinking drains energy and causes anxiety. Negative self-talk lowers confidence. Unfinished tasks create mental stress. Tip. Write down your thoughts, set priorities, and practice mindfulness to clear your mind. Emotional clutter, toxic feelings, and attachments. Holding on to past grudges keeps you stuck. Carrying guilt and regret stops personal growth. Fear of change prevents progress. Tip. Let go of resentment, forgive yourself, and embrace change to free your emotions. Social clutter, toxic relationships, negative draining people affect your mindset. Fake friends and one-sided relationships create stress. People who don't support your growth keep you from evolving. Tip, surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Time clutter, unproductive habits, spending hours on social media with no purpose. Saying yes to everything, leaving no time for yourself. Wasting time on distractions instead of goals. Tip, be intentional with your time, invest it in things that matter. How to declutter your life, step-by-step guide. Step 1, identify what no longer serves you. Take a moment to reflect. What in your environment feels overwhelming? What thoughts, emotions, or habits drain your energy? Who in your life makes you feel exhausted rather than inspired? Tip, write down a list of everything you need to declutter, both physically and emotionally. Step 2, start with your physical space. Decluttering your physical environment creates an instant sense of relief and control. Clean your home. Get rid of anything you haven't used in the past year. Organize your workspace. Keep only what helps you be productive. Delete digital clutter, old emails, unnecessary apps, and social media that drains you. Tip, a clean space leads to a clear mind. Step 3, clear mental and emotional clutter. Practice journaling to release negative thoughts. Let go of past regrets and remind yourself that the past doesn't define you. Forgive yourself and others to free your emotions. Tip, every time a negative thought comes up, replace it with a positive affirmation. Step 4, cut out toxic relationships. Identify people who drain your energy. Set boundaries with those who take more than they give. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth. Tip, you don't owe anyone access to your life if they don't respect or support you. Step 5, declutter your time and habits. Reduce time spent on activities that don't bring value. Stop saying yes to everything. Prioritize what truly matters. Develop a daily routine that aligns with your goals. Tip, your time is your most valuable asset. Use it wisely. Real life examples of the power of decluttering. Steve Jobs, known for his minimalist lifestyle, he simplified everything so he could focus on creativity and innovation. Marie Kondo built a global movement around the idea of decluttering to create joy and peace in life. The minimalists, Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus, left high-paying corporate jobs to embrace a simple, clutter-free life, proving that happiness isn't about more stuff. Decluttering creates freedom, clarity, and space for new opportunities. Final thoughts. Less clutter, more clarity. Decluttering isn't just about removing things. It's about making room for what truly matters. Your challenge today, write down 3 things, physical, emotional, or social, that no longer serve you. Make a commitment to remove them from your life this week. Remember, a clutter-free life is a stress-free life. Let go, make space, and move forward.